Great time to be a captain. This is a great day for us in our district because we get to recognize about 28 of our students for being good people. It's more than just a good student in here. It's being a good citizen and a good teammate to their friends and those type of things. So let's give our students a hand. We've got the Wilson band coming today. Mr. Davis has some students coming over here that are going to perform for us. And then we're going to recognize some folks in the room and just have a good time in here and really show our students and our families how much we appreciate the leadership that they have in our school district here. And we're at 6,500 students in our district, and you're one of 28 in here today. And so it's really a special thing to be in this room because we have a lot of good kids, a lot of good young folks in our district that are good leaders. And so these students in here today have done something that someone's noticed throughout the year to say, hey, there's a pretty special person here. And I know from being a father of 4 and a grandparent of 5 and 2 on the way, we got grandma in here. Who any other grandparents in here today? We got some grandparents in here. Yep, we got Warren over here and some others that are in there. And I know from a parent perspective and a grandparent perspective, there's nothing finer than being in this room today because you know that you passed on to your family how important it is to treat people with respect and those kind of things. So, good day today. So I'm going to ask the good folks right here from McGuffey, good citizens of McGuffey, right? That we are. So I'm going to ask them which table should go first for lunch. Exactly right. So this table right here, we're going to split the room right down the middle, and you folks can decide in the middle which. So there's 2 lines over there. And Mr. Gallup, would you hold up one of those strawberries, please? It's really a special day because we got strawberries on steroids in here today. We got some good strawberries in here, and I'm one of those guys that like strawberry shortcake. I like a little bit of strawberries on my sugar. You know how that is? But those things smell like sugar in there, so some good stuff there. Every month we have somebody, some company or citizen sponsor this event in here, and today the Energy Co-op right here in town is sponsoring Mr. Gary Baker over here in the corner. I'll have a chance to talk here in a few minutes. Let's give Gary a hand for that. And then I'll come back here to the good folks back here at Heritage Middle School. Which table should go first on this side of the room, at that side over there? Us. Oh, good answer, kids. Okay. All right, so Heritage will be good leaders and head that way. And McGuffey will head that way and enjoy yourself. There's plenty of stuff. So every month we have a group come in from our district that we like to show off our programs that are doing very well here. And our band program is one of those. We have Mr. Schott and the students from Wilson Middle School here today. You guys ready? You're ready. All right, so this is Matt Schott, who's our middle school band director at Wilson, and I believe Matt's probably been there about 10 years now.
This is number 9, yeah.
This is number 9, about 10. Yep, good stuff. So, in any event, students, it's all yours. So,
thank you. inviting us out to play at the luncheon today. Congratulations to all the citizens of the month. We're going to end with a song I'm sure you all know. I hope you do. The fight song for the high school.
So our band in our district has a very large 6th, 7th, and 9th grade class. And we always bring entertainment in here. One thing we want our folks to realize, and our parents and our grandparents and students, that we're all about engagement, student engagement in our district. And to get involved in something, we offer so many things, and band is just one example. We have a great marching band at the high school and a lot of other programs, at the high school that Mr. Schott is doing a... You can't hear me? Okay. Mr. Schott is one that's doing a wonderful job and has for a while of sending, that bass up through the students up to our high school programs. How many of you young students are going to be in the high school band? Raise your hand, please. What kind of drum is that right behind you, Mr. Schott?
Bass drum.
Bass drum. I should have known that. Can the bass drummer come out here for a second, please? I just noticed something. Come on over here. I'm going to put you on center stage. Okay? Yeah. Just tell us who you are, what grade you're in.
My name's Christy Agnew, and I'm in 8th grade.
8th grade. And then just hold your foot up there so everybody can see. I didn't know they did shoelaces that long. Anyway, I like that. Good stuff. And you did a good job. So thank you very much for being a good leader in our district. I just wanted to point that out. But let's give the band and Mr. Schott another hand. Thank you. Concert coming up, or?
Oh, sure. We've got actually a pretty busy last month or so of school. So we obviously had this performance today. We've got an elementary tour where we tour McGuffey, and Cherry Valley. We take part of the band out and we play for the 4th and 5th graders, tell them what band is all about. The orchestra and choir also go along so they can kind of see what's offered at all the middle schools. That they can take as far as the fine arts go. We have our spring concert at Wilson May 15th at 7 p.m. in the gymnasium. And then 3 days after that, we always take the band to Cedar Point and play at a music festival there, and then get to spend the rest of the day having fun at the park and kind of celebrating the end of our school year and all the work that these kids have done in band. So we've got quite a busy month coming up.
Good stuff. Thank you, Kevin. Mr. Davis is sitting over there, says back to school, back to math class, right?
Actually, we're going to head to Pizza Hut.
Oh, back to pizza, off to Pizza Hut, yep. I bet they don't have big strawberries like we have today, probably not. But thanks again, and you guys have a good day. Okay, we're going to have the high school go ahead and head out the hallway and get ready as they're doing that. Yeah, because I think, Gloria, are you doing pictures for the high school? They're going to head out in the hallway, or is Mr. Dunham doing those? Okay, so they'll go ahead and... We started a new process last month of sending kids to the hallway and doing a picture out there. And then at the end, we'll do a group photo right up front here so parents can have an opportunity to take a picture there. And I always forget that we do that. And so at the end, somebody remind me, hey, group photo up front here. And that group photo will be on our webpage. I always like to say before you get out of the parking lot, Mr. Roy is not here today who does that, but he'll have that. They'll have it up this afternoon. And also, this program will be on Channel 19 throughout the month, probably starting early next week. And so you get a chance to show everybody in Newark who you are. Okay, so we have a paw print right here. And we put this paw print here so you know where to go and stand. And look right into that camera back here. So I'll do that. So I'm standing here, both feet on that paw print, looking at that camera. And you'll have a microphone, and you get to tell people who you are, what grade you're in. You introduce your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your friends, whoever's with you today. And you tell what you like to do in school, what subjects you like, and what you like to do out of school. And then you'll head right over here, and you'll get a certificate and stuff. But each month, we have a sponsor. And so, again, as I mentioned before, we introduced Gary. As Gary's coming up front here, if he would please. I would tell you, some of you probably recognize Gary. Gary is with the Energy Cooperative, which the Energy Cooperative alone, as a company here in Newark, is very, very much into giving back to our community in a lot of different ways. And we appreciate that, not just to the schools, but our community. But then Gary, separately from that, is involved in a lot of social agencies or some groups here in town that do a lot for our community. He's a good community member. And I just told him earlier, he's got one daughter that's a senior this year that's going to Ohio State, majoring in engineering, that's involved in a lot of stuff at the high school. Tremendous young lady. And I got on him for not having more kids than that, because we would love some more Bakers coming through. But as a parent, he's got a daughter graduating from our school district this year, and who's a wonderful young lady. And so we appreciate Gary Baker. Gary, I'm going to let's welcome Gary again, please, and tell him thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ute. I also call him Doug on occasion. But my name is Gary Baker. I'm Director of Marketing and PR for the Energy Cooperative. I have worked for them almost 6 years. Before I worked for the Energy Cooperative, I had a business in town called Baker Media or Baker Video. I was a video producer for 25 years. Worked for myself. I had a staff of 3 or 4 before I worked for the co-op. What I do for the co-op now is pretty much all of the communications that come out, including the magazine, which I'm going to share with you, and all of Facebook posts, Twitter posts, any kind of photography my department does, and that's what marketing and communications primarily is responsible for. If we have an urgent situation, like an outage, I'll be communicating that to the public. I will also advise the CEO. If it's a very serious situation, I might even talk to the media. So that's a little bit about what I do. Now I have a couple quick gifts up here. My dad's birthday was yesterday. So I need to know if anyone, adults only, had a birthday yesterday. Alright, so who has the closest birthday to yesterday? 11th? 13th? Oh, what is it?
The 10th.
The 10th. So I have a couple things here. This is a coffee mug. Now this, anybody know what this is? What? Window breaker. You need to pick up one of these if you can. They put this in your glove box or down in the side of the car. If you get into a situation where you need to break the window, anywhere you can use this. There's also a seatbelt cutter on the end of that. So that's a good safety tool. Okay, so now we got the male. How about the female who's got the birthday closest to the 12th? 10th, 13th, 9th?
Is it an adult, Gary? Because we got
Yes, yes.
We got 2-day-old right over here.
Well, you know, I think it seems appropriate that she's the winner of that, not to what she's been through. There you are, my friend. And I do have something, and congratulations to all those that are being recognized today. It's just remarkable. Leadership is so important. And I was going to ask real quick, this is for the students only. How many of you think we will have electric cars in 10 years? 10 years? How many of you think we'll have flying cars in 20 years? I don't know if we're going to have flying cars, but we're going to have electric cars. And the big difference is right now, Tesla and some groups are learning to store energy in a battery. And as soon as that becomes more common stream, you're going to see a big change in the energy industry, including cars, buses, trucks, homes, and that's coming down. We hear that more and more all the time. So, interesting part of the industry. We are an electric, natural gas, and propane utility provider. We have about 60,000 customers, members in our area. I'm sure some of you are. So what I have for the students today is a perpetual flashlight. If you've ever seen one, this little handle in here. Can you hold that? Can you open it up? Yeah, great thing. All right, so if you, whoop, oh there, look at that, it came on. If you release this, so you'll never be without power. Now, we never lose power at the electric company. You know that, right? It's always somebody else's fault, the squirrel or, provider. But one of these days, you're going to lose power. And I'm going to give each of the students one of these, and they can put it in their car or put it in mom and dad's car and keep it close by just in case you need it for some type of emergency. I also have a magazine. It's an interesting article about our solar array, but more importantly, what's in here. If I can get to it. There's a ticket to our Earth and Energy Day, which is the 22nd of April, up at our Utica facility that's across from Velvet Ice Cream. And there we'll have all types of energy efficiency demonstrations. We have our art demo team, which if you've ever seen them, they do a great safety demonstration on electricity. We'll also have a tree for everybody that comes there, and lots of fun. Hot dogs, ice cream, and this ticket can get you and your family in and bring a friend. It is primarily for our members, but you are getting tickets and invitations also. Now, any questions for me? Did anyone see Little Mermaid? Okay, my daughter was Scuttle. So,
She was precious.
that's it. Thank you.
Baker, the students have a card. If you would take that back to the office and share with the folks there how much we appreciate who you guys are and what you do for our community. So again, let's give Mr. Baker a hand. Pretty neat gift. I'm glad he gave the window breakers to the adults. We got a lot of windows in the Newark City schools, so we prefer not having those out and about in our buildings. So, not that anybody in here would ever do that. You wouldn't do it because you wouldn't be in the room. You guys make good decisions, correct? So, okay. So you'll go out in the hallway, get a picture. You come in and stand on the paw print. Go over. I want to introduce Mr. Baker standing over there. You'll get a certificate and a gift. But beside Mr. Baker with his arm around there is Pastor Tim Carr, who is our board president. And Tim's also a father of 2 in our district. And Tim's wife teaches math at the high school. And what I like about Tim is that it's simply about one thing, and it's about students and what's best for our students, and that's always comes through with Mr. Carr. Let's give Mr. Carr a thank you for his leadership. Beside Tim is another wonderful community leader here, retired Air Force person. He's been all around the world. Warren's been everywhere. And there, he's from Chicago. He's been to Detroit. He's been to Texas. He's been overseas. Been all over the place. And when he came back, he chose Newark, Ohio, to raise a family, raise his kids right over by Wilson Middle School over there. And now his grandchildren. He had a grandson graduate last year, and he's got a grandson that'll be coming through school here pretty quick. And grandchildren in Columbus and Phoenix and all over the place. But when Tucson, when Warren came to Newark, he's been in a couple different capacities from the county, that stuff, but he's been very active in clubs and organizations and been on several boards around the city, and we were thankful that Warren joined our school board a few years ago, and a great guy that thinks about our school district and our community. And let's give Warren a hand for his leadership. Thank you, Warren. Okay, I think we're ready to go here at the high school. We're ready, Mr. Bowman? Mr. Bowman is a great leader. He's going to get 2 feet on the pad here, and everybody behind him will do that. So this is Tom Bowman, our high school principal.
Thank you, Mr. Ute. Just to let you know, this is not the first time Mr. Ute sent me out to the hallway, so a little behind on things, just kind of speed things up. Mr. Baker, thank you for all your support, Energy Co-op at the high school. You've been wonderful to us, and we appreciate that. Students, congratulations to you guys as well. I say this every month, and I mean it. I look forward to seeing you guys when you get up to the high school in your leadership. But let's talk a little bit about the high school. Going to introduce Grace Fry, our freshman Citizen of the Month.
I'm Grace Fry. I'm with my parents, Molly and Phil, and I'm a freshman. And my favorite principal is Mr. Bowman. Photography is my favorite class.
And what do you do outside school?
Dance.
Okay.
Our 10th grade citizen, Iana Bird.
Well, I'm Iana. This is my sister Keisha, and this is my caregiver Chrissy.
Something you'd like to do in school, interest outside of school?
My favorite subject is algebra, and well, I was gonna say I like hanging out with my friends, so and go shopping. So yeah. Okay, talking on the phone, and I think that's it.
Our 11th grade representative, Carmen Bishop.
Hi, I'm Carmen Bishop. This is my sister Caitlin. This is my dad Michael. And my favorite school subject right now is the elective culinary fundamentals. That's all.
Talk about some senior leadership now, Mr. Chad Moore.
My name's Chad, and this is my mom, Beth, and my dad, Chad. And my favorite class is calculus, and I play baseball and golf.
Our representative from CTEC, Branson Umensetter, in the culinary arts program, I believe, right?
My favorite thing to do, obviously enough culinary. I would love to run the restaurant at the Bistro, CTEC. It's actually really fun. We get to do real world experience and serve the public. hands-on experience. I like it a lot. It's different from Newark. I like it better. I'm here with my mom today, Tiffany. She's big experience. Yeah.
Now I get to turn it over to Wilson Middle School, Mr. John Davis.
Thank you. I am John Davis, very proud principal of Wilson Middle School. Thank you to Mr. Baker and the Energy Cooperative for sponsoring this event and for everything they do in our community. And thank you, parents, for all of your support and for entrusting your children with us each and every day. We really appreciate your support. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our 6th grade Citizen of the Month, Miss Lahana Purrier.
Hi, my name is Lahana Purrier. This is my science teacher, Miss Raja. My favorite subject is science, and then outside of school I do cheerleading, and I just made the cheerleading scheme for cheerleading team for Wilson Tigers.
Our 7th grade Citizen of the Month is Miss Jocelyn Stewart.
This is my Aunt Michelle. My favorite subject is math, and things I do out of school is sports.
Our 8th grade Citizen of the Month is Mr. Preston Williams.
Come on. Alright. This is my mom, who I brought here today, and this is my stepdad. Something about me, I like science a lot. It's my favorite subject, and I play basketball. So. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Diane Henry, very proud principal of Liberty Middle School. Thank you very much, Gary, and the cooperative for providing the luncheon today. I had the joy of having his daughter, and I worked with his wife just a few years ago, so it was a great experience, great family. Congratulations again to all of our citizens. Congratulations to our parents. We're very, very proud of your children. I have with me 2 of the 3 citizens from Liberty Middle School. First of all, I have Diego Angelis, and his teacher tells me that he is kind, helpful, super sweet, works hard, and always smiles, and I would agree with that. Come on out.
My name is Diego Angelis, and I'm here with my papi and my grandma. And my favorite subject is PE, and after school, I like to play video games a lot.
And our 7th grader, Adam Watt, is not able to attend, but I wanted to make sure I recognized him as our 7th grade citizen. And then we have Alex Corson. Alex was on our DC trip and rode my bus, and she took care of a young lady that was with us that just needed some extra help and attention. Never had to ask her to do it. She just took this young lady under her hand and just was amazing with her. So Alex Corson is our 8th grade citizen.
Hi, I'm Alex Corson, and today I have my mom Julie and my grandma Susan, and my favorite subject in school is English and history, and outside of school I like to play softball.
Good afternoon, everybody. Congratulations to all the kids in the room and the parents, and a shout out to Mr. Baker as well. I'm Brent Figgis, principal at Heritage Middle School. I have 3 great leaders with me today. I also want to give a shout out to some of my former students who are Heritage kids over there. I think there's 3 of them that are representing today, so congratulations. She was a one I had a long time ago. We're not going to talk about her character. First person I would like to announce is our 6th grade representative, Ronnie McLean.
Hi. Hi, my name's Ronald McLean. Today I have my mom with me, Heather, and my favorite subject is math, and I play baseball out of school.
Next up, representing our 7th grade is Carson Gano.
Hi, my name is Carson Gano, and today I brought my dad, Justin, with me, and my mom, Nikki. My favorite subject is math, and one thing I do out of school is I dance.
And finally, our 8th grade representative came to us in November from Missouri, and it's had a huge impact on the building, and just a all-out great kid. This is our 8th grader, Lincoln Enzi. His parents are out of state today, so he brought a special guest with him that flew in from Texas. So Lincoln, come on up.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Enzi. As Mr. Fickus said, I brought my grandma. My favorite subject is algebra, and outside of school I play basketball.
And next up from McGuffey Elementary, Ms. Baker.
Hi, I'm Cindy Baker, and I'm the principal at McGuffey Elementary. Thank you to the Energy Cooperative. I too worked with Mrs. Baker long time ago as well. And one long is enough? Okay, it was really a lot of longs. And again, thank you for sponsoring us today. I have 2 wonderful students that I would like to share with you, but before I do that, I would like to invite you all to a program tonight at Denison University. It's called My Message, My Voice, and it actually includes some of our 5th graders from Cherry Valley and McGuffey who have made some posters talking about things that are important to them in their lives, ranging from gender equality to homelessness to that unicorns are real. So they definitely are still students, but they have a lot of things that they want to share through their artwork. It's at the Denison University Art Studio tonight from 5:30 to 7:30. So if you have something that you would like to do this evening, that would be a great date night. Our first student is a 4th grader. Her name is Miss Mackenzie Kirk.
My name is Mackenzie. I'm here with my mom, and my favorite subject is math, and I like to do cheerleading outside of school.
Mackenzie is also part of our gifted intervention program in mathematics. Our second student is our 5th grader, and her name is Miss Layla Smith.
Hi, my name is Layla Smith. I have my mom, my dad, and my baby sister Layton, and I love to do math during school, and outside of school I love to go outside and play.
And Layla too is part of our math program for gifted students. And next up is Miss Dina Cable from Ben Franklin.
Good afternoon, my name is Dina Cable, principal at Ben Franklin Elementary. Thanks to the Energy Co-op for lunch today. It's an honor to be here with my 4th and 5th grade citizens. I'll start with our 4th grader, Hunter Houston, and he's been with me since he was a kindergartner, so it's really exciting to be here with him today, and you'll never see him without a smile on his face. Hunter?
Hi, my name is Hunter Houston. I brought my mom Patty and I brought my dad Rick. My favorite subject in school is reading, and my favorite subject out of school is riding bikes and playing outside.
And our 5th grade representative is Shelby Dowd, and she is all the way this year from the state of New York, all the way to Newark, and we are so glad to have her.
Hi, my name is Shelby, and I like to do math, and outside of school I like to walk around the neighborhood and hang out with my friends. And I brought my mom and my dad.
Hi everyone, I'm Julie Elwell, principal at Carson Elementary. Thank you to Energy Cooperative for providing the luncheon today and everything that you do here for us in Newark City Schools. Congratulations to all the kiddos and families. Got lots of neighbors in the room today, so congratulations to all the kids running around the neighborhood. I have two great kids with me today. They are, I would consider them to be quiet leaders in our building, and they're always just doing the right thing all the time when no one's looking, and they just model what a good citizen is. I did stop into the rooms today to ask their classmates what they thought were good characteristics of them that made them good citizens of the month. And for Grayson Miller, I'm going to have him come on in. Grayson, I want to share with you what some of your classmates said about you. They said you are respectful, awesome, caring, and always a handsome dresser. I'm going to turn it over to you, Grayson.
Hi, my name is Grayson. I'm here with my mom and my dad. My favorite subject is social studies, and what I like to do after school is play basketball outside.
One other thing I wanted to share was that Mr. Ute's always talking about our students being involved in our schools. Both of these kids are in our Carson choir that we have, and they both happen to be in our Opera Columbus program that we just had, Jack and the Beanstalk, and their pictures are on the front page of the Advocate from like 2 days ago, if you saw that article, so congratulations to them. Our 5th grade representative is Emma Martin. Come on up, Emma. Emma, it's hard to narrow down this list to share from your classmates with you today, but there's all kinds of good things. That she's nice, respectful, she shares, she's trustworthy, all kinds of good things. I just didn't have enough good things to say about you. So here you go, Emma.
My name is Emma Martin, and I have my mom and my dad, and my favorite subject is science, and after school I like reading.
Over to Mr. Coleman.
Thank you, Mrs. Elwell. My name is Chet Coleman. I am the very proud principal at Cherry Valley Elementary. I'd like to thank all the parents here today and congratulate all the students, because without the parents, you folks wouldn't be here. I'm real proud to have so many Cherry Valley folks coming up through. It seems like Grace Fry's here every month. I don't know whether that means I'm getting older or time's flying or something, but every time I come, it seems like Grace Fry's here. Another one, I know for the last 3 months in a row, there's been a purrier here from Cherry Valley, so congratulations. Lohana and her 2 little brothers were here the past couple months. So anyway, thank you, Mr. Baker, for everything you do for our community. It's so important. I have 2 outstanding citizens here that do everything right at Cherry Valley and just are good representatives and role models. Our first one's a 4th grader. His name is Mr. Harrison Haas, who will introduce who he brought with you and tell him a little bit about himself.
Hi, my name is Harrison Haas, and this is my mom, my dad. This is my new baby sister that's 3 days old. Well, at 1:30 she'll be 3 days old. Inside of school, my favorite subject is math, and outside of school, I like playing basketball and playing with my sisters.
We've been on baby watch for the last, seems like forever, because Mrs. Haas is our nurse at Cherry Valley also. So it's been an exciting time at Cherry Valley to see and little Harbor Vonnie come into the world. 5th grade representative is Miss Montana Holmes Hall.
I am Montana, and I brought my teacher along with me, Miss Cole. My favorite thing to do inside school is math, and outside of school I like to go on walks with my dog.
Thank you. Next up is Miss Linda Neighbor.
Hi, my name is Linda Neighbors. I'm the principal at John Glenn Elementary. I would like to thank Energy Co-op for this luncheon, because this is one of my favorite times to be able to actually sit down and get a full entire lunch. So I appreciate all of you good kids that are making good choices, so I get to share in this. I want you to know too, I think the hardest Citizen of the Month to make is the first one and the last one, and you guys are the last ones. You guys are those ones that have been making good decisions the entire year. So congratulations to all of you, and parents, your kids are constantly doing the right thing, so congratulations. I would like to introduce my first representative of the 4th grade. Her name is Bonnie Myers.
Hi, my name is Bonnie Myers. I'm here with my father, Ed, and then I'm here with my mom, Sarah. And I like math in school, and then out of school I like to play with my friends and go shopping. And Miss Neighbors wanted me to ask to Mr. Yu, can they take the rest of the day off? And Miss Neighbors wants me to ask you if they can take the rest of the day off.
That's up to Miss Neighbors.
You weren't supposed to mention my name in that, I'll tell you. All right, the 5th grade representative is Braylon Wright.
Hello, I'm Braylon Wright, and today I brought my mom. And what I like to do in school is math, and what I like to do outside of school is play outside. That's all I have.
And this is Mr. Myers from Hillview Elementary.
Thank you, Mrs. Neighbors. Hi, I'm Nick Myers, the principal of Hillview Elementary. So glad to bring 2 great kids with me. Thank you, Mr. Baker, for your support as always. And so we're going to get started here with our 4th grade representative, Blake Tosi.
My name is Blake Tosi, and I brought my mom and dad, and my favorite thing to do inside of school is play gym, and my favorite thing to do outside of school is play baseball.
And our 5th grade representative is Madison Baker.
My name is Madison Baker, and I brought my dad and my mom, and my favorite subject is math, and I like to play outside after school.
And now to Mrs. Cooper from Legend.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. I'm Ellen Cooper, the principal of Legend Elementary, and so happy to be here. As Mrs. Neighbor said, it's the best part of our month to be able to be in this room and recognize students from our building and see students recognized from all of the other buildings in Newark. A thank you to Mr. Baker for the luncheon and for his support in the community. Legend also had the privilege of having his daughter for a couple years at Legend Elementary with very fond memories. At this time, I'd like to introduce 2 of the students from Legend Elementary that we're recognizing today. In a school of awesome kids and great leaders, these are 2 that stand out. First is Sean Breckville. Sean?
Hi, I'm Sean Breckville. I'm here with my mom and my dad. And my favorite subject in school is math, and outside of school, I play soccer and basketball.
Thank you, Sean. And next we have Christian Tucker, 5th grade.
Hi, I'm Christian Tucker, and with me is my mom Amber and my dad Casey. And my favorite subject in school is PE, and outside of school I like playing basketball.
Let's give all our students another round of applause. We have awesome students in this district. Awesome. Kids that are doing wonderful things. I stand over here and reflect back as I see Mr. Baker standing up here, and something that we concentrate on in education they talk a lot about college and career readiness. And in Newark City Schools, we've thrown that third C in there, that's community readiness also, which is as important as anything. And in our district, as I stand, because I've known Gary for 9 years now, and in our district I stand over and I look at Gary. Actually, I'm very proud to be associated with Gary because he enjoys this. This isn't a job for him. He enjoys being around and doing things for our community. And so students, pay attention to those type of things, because I know Mr. Baker, when they hire folks, and a lot of you work somewhere, you may hire some folks too, and that's what you want, people that enjoy giving back to the community. So Gary, we appreciate who you are. Let's give Gary another round of applause. And then, I talk a lot about it's a great time to be a cat. And it is a great time. But the truth is, it's always been a great time to be a cat. And I see Mr. Fry sitting up there. Phil, would you please stand up a second? And I'll tell you how you know that you're doing a good job educating students, and you always have here. Because Phil is a member of the class of 1989. And I know that Phil's the class of 1989, along with Julie Elwell. Where's Miss El? Stand up with him, because I'm going to talk a minute about that. These folks here, along with their classmates, were at a class reunion and decided to do something good for their community. So they started a group called the Angels of 89 that take funds in. You'll see them at a football game, you'll see them at a basketball game. They take donations. While I'm at it, what's your website? Phil, where can you donate to your...
That's a great question. Probably the easiest way is to do a search for us on Facebook for Newark High School Angels of 89, 89 Angels, Newark High School. Just find us on Facebook and you'll find more information there.
And why I bring this up, they presented to the board the other night, but they've been doing this for a few years. And little things such as when kids come into our district and they don't have a birth certificate and they have to go pay $25 for something like that, or the family needs other things. This class of 89 and memory of their classmates who have passed started this, and they're giving back to the community that way. So I think that's special. So let's give them a hand for it. So those are some things when you're in a school district. And I sit and I listen to Meredith Baker going to Ohio State, majoring in engineering. And a message from a parent today who has a graduating senior. She's going to University of South Carolina and also majoring in engineering and one of our valedictorians here. And you see those kind of things, and that's how you measure what you're doing. And so we've got a lot of folks from Newark graduating, going out to do wonderful things, and don't ever forget that third C, as Mr. Baker and the Angels here are giving back, and so I think that's great. And I just wanted to bring that up, that we concentrate a lot on that, because these students here, Citizens of the Month, one thing we're very proud of is the donations that our children in our district are giving back to the community right now, and so many times. And we're actually figuring that out right now, of how much we've given back, whether it be from service hours or funds to help people. So good stuff, good stuff. Okay, as I'm trying to get you out of here to go. Which group's not going? Oh, where's Miss Neighbors? Your group's not going back to school, right? Yeah. So you get out and play in that wonderful weather today. But group I'm proud of here, and I'm going to have our principals stand up for a second, if they would, please. I'll tell you, what a great group of leaders that we have in our district leading our buildings. And it's not a job to them. It's a passion to help folks and be there. And this isn't a 7 to 3 job. It's a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week position now. So, and I do appreciate. So let's give our principals a hand. Students, remain standing if you would, please. Students, if you would, every month I do this, because I've been a high school principal, and people say, I hope you don't see my child. No, what are you talking about? I want to see your child. I want to see all the good children that we have here, and and that. But one of the things that I want our students to do, and you don't have to do this every day, but it's every now and then it's good just to walk up and give them some knuckles, soft knuckles into their knuckles, not knuckle sandwich type of thing, or a hug, or a thank you. So students right now, if you would, I'd like you to get up and walk over to your principal, look him in the eye, give him a hug, give him knuckles, and tell him you appreciate them. Don't forget to look him in the eye, tell him you appreciate him. And I know the principals appreciate that, and trying to get our students to understand how much folks do for you. You need to let them know how much you appreciate that, and so that's good stuff. Also, as we start to end up today, I want to kind of quickly go around the room and tell you who some of the folks are in our district that are in here. We have 3 or 4 of them now actually out recruiting right now for staff members for next year. Some of our directors are at Ohio University today, getting good teammates just like that are sitting in this room today. So good stuff, but I do want to recognize Gloria over here, raise your hand, Gloria, and Vicki Howe over here that put this on, and they continually do this every year. Vicki is at the high school in the Fine Arts Department and several things, and Gloria is down here in our office that does several things. Both of them are wonderful ladies. They have this so organized, it's incredible. Gloria already has dates and sponsors next year, and we'll be ready to go. All I have to do is walk in the room at 11, and she's got it, her and Vicki, and so let's give them a hand for it. And then what's neat in our district is we have a young man over here in the pink shirt over there named Mr. Gallup, Todd Gallup, that joined us a couple years ago. And boy, are we fortunate to have Todd, because we take feeding our students in this district very seriously. And a lot of times we know with 6,500 students that for some of our students this is that best meal they get every day. It comes right here at the school, and it's we're feeding over 4,000 lunches and over 4,000 breakfasts a day to our children. And Todd leads that, and we were very fortunate. Todd, if you went to Mount Vernon Nazarene School, college, or have a relative who did, a good chance, because he did that there for about 21 years. He fed the students. I know we got one sitting right around Nick Myers. Raise your hand. Nick Myers ate 3 square a day for Todd. And when you're in college, that's important. But we were fortunate that Todd took a step back and took a breather from that lifestyle a little bit. When he was ready to get back in, we had a position, and Todd came here, and all he's done in a couple years is take our breakfast program from 1,500 students a day to over 4,000. We are the breakfast program in the state of Ohio this year by the Hunger Alliance, and so let's give Todd of Todd's is to feed our children and make sure they have a good meal. And I would tell you, because we'll brag about this a little bit, is that we do it and we don't take any funds out of our general fund to do so. So it stands on its own, and that means that any funds that we don't have to take out of our general fund can be used on textbooks and computers and those kind of things. So it's a big business. Todd's supervisor, Mark Shively, standing over here, is in charge of our buses, our buildings, and our food service over here. Mark's been with us a couple years, a big job. He does a fantastic job because we're fortunate that our community allowed this district to do a $140 million building project. And what Mark and his group are doing now is ensuring that that roof's going to last 5 to 10 more years, and our buildings are taken care of. So let's give Mark a hand for it. Oh, jeez. I already went down that road, and she's hiding back here. So, Gemma Zimmerman is in charge of our special programs in our district. So she's in charge of our support services with linkage coordinators and and folks that tie our at-risk students into after-school programs. We have after-school programs at our elementary school, 2 middle school, and we just started one at our high school that will partner with, so our children in high school, and so they have something, a good program for till 6 o'clock at night. And we're in the works of partnering with the Boys and Girls Club that's coming into town over at the old Mulholland School building, and that means it'll be 8 o'clock at night that we have places for our children to go and make sure they're fed and have clean clothes and take a shower. And the high school is doing a fantastic job with career readiness and lining our high school students up with things. And I always tell parents this, we have tutoring in those programs. So don't take any line that says, you know, I can't get any help after school or anything that way, because that's not true, is it, Gemma? That way. So let's give Gemma a hand. Thank you, Gemma. And then I guess Nicole Garrison, who's going to represent our Student Service Department, who service she does our elementary. Mrs. Vaughn actually is at OU today trying to get some special education teachers. Nicole's an example of it's a great time to be a cat, and it always has been. She's educated, grew up right here in Newark, and went south for a little bit and came back and is doing a great job. Thank you, Nicole, for doing what you did. And then we have Amy Norman, our technology director here, and that is a humongous job because all we like to do anymore is turn our computer on and it better go real quick, correct? That's what I always tell her. Don't tell me all about that. I want to turn it on and have it pop up right. I don't like that little thing that spins. Does anybody like that? And so she works very hard so that when you're here, that spinning doesn't happen so long. Correct? So let's give Amy. Is anybody spinning in here today? No. No, not in this room. So, thank you, Amy. We have some fantastic people working with some awesome students in a wonderful community. It is truly a great time to be a cat. And children, before we leave, I want to do one more thing here. Okay, you're in this room not just because you have a fantastic teacher and an awesome principal, but you get to go home at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock, or if you're in an after-school program, 6 o'clock, and you have somebody at home that loves you and is behind you. And I can know from Grandma here, what did he call you? Oh, I thought he called you something.
Poppy.
That's Poppy there, okay. Because I'm Pawpaw.
You was going to say Abuela, but you didn't.
Abuela over here and Grandma over here. We got any other grandparents in here? Grandma. Okay, I got you. So, but again, you know, grandparents always smile in here. Oh, we flew all the way from Texas. That's right, I remember. Just for this luncheon, right? Absolutely, yeah. So flew in this morning, flying out tonight. But you know, I always think, because as I mentioned before, I'm a grandparent of 5, 2 on the way, 2 more this summer. I can't believe I'm going to have 7 grandchildren. But you know, as a grandparent, you can always smile in this room, knowing that you taught your children to teach their children how to be a good person. And so, but students, you would not be in here today without those people sitting beside you. So as I ask you to give your principal knuckles, we're going to give hugs to grandma and grandpas and moms and dads. But I want you to do something different, because you got to learn how to hug. I saw a lot of those half hugs, you know, one of those things. And I would tell you, Mr. Baker can tell you this, and a lot of adults can tell you this. And that's why we're so big at, hey, you look them right in the eye. And tell them how much you appreciate them. Learn to look somebody in the eye and be sincere about it. And tell them, I love you and I appreciate what you do for me. And don't have Mr. Ute have to do that to you all the time. I can tell you that parents would tell you, you want even that little one right there, 3 days old, here in about 40 minutes. 3 days old. Parents love that stuff. And usually at moms, you soften up really good. And high school kids, you get with, you know, the car keys or a good car tonight or something that way. But all right, children, let's go ahead. Look your parents in the eyes, grandparents in the eye, tell them you love them, and give them a hug. A full hug, not a half Okay, it should not take Mr. Hughes or anybody else to tell you that. Don't be afraid to do that every now and then. Parents, raise your hand if you like that every now and then. Get the hug and look in the eye. Your parents love you. And so, I didn't get a C over here. Did you get a good hug? That was a half hug to Mr. Bowman. Make sure it's a full hug to Miss. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so we're coming to the end of our last Citizen of the Month this year, and I agree with Ms. Neighbors. This is a reflection of start to finish. We've got about 30 days of school left, and you would not be in here if you didn't treat folks with respect and be a caring attitude. And I always like it when the principals go in a room and say, "Hey, tell me a little bit about this person," because that comes from your classmates, and that's so very important. Mrs. Quackenbush, Ms. Horgan, Ms. Vaughn are all down at OU today, and I say this all spring to them: go out and get us some good teammates to come back in here and teach our children. People who care about our children, but people who are going to treat each other with respect and those type of things, and that's very important. So you're off to a great start with that. Engage yourself, keep treating people with respect, and have a great end of the year. Let's give our students one. Oh, sorry.
I was in this district 9 years ago, and let me tell you, this man is dedicated to you, your kids, his staff, and I want you to give him a hand.
Here's that $20 I promised you there. But hey, go out and have a good day. We appreciate you, and thanks for being who you are.